Well, welcome to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse. And I was asked if I had seen the AEW pay-per-view Double or Nothing on Sunday. And the answer is no, I didn't see it, for the simple reason is I usually have a couple guys come over and we split the $50 because I'm not going to sit here and pay $50 to watch wrestling by myself, so it sort of offsets the cost. But being that they decided to run it on a Memorial Day weekend, everybody was out doing shit, so there was nobody around, so I didn't see it. But the fallout is not good. There's a lot of shit going on with this company that's completely fucking wrong. And I don't want to be in line as one of the AEW bashers because I really wanted the promotion to succeed. But I'm just seeing a bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense to me. First off, you sort of knew Will Ospreay was going to get the Intercontinental, whatever the fuck the belt is, because, that probably was a signing bonus. Same with Mercedes Moné. You don't get to see her wrestle on television, but on her first pay-per-view, she gets the title away from Willow Nightingale, and of course, sets up the inevitable Stokely Statlander against Willow Nightingale, or whatever the fuck they're doing there, which again makes no sense. Honestly, they don't know how to fucking build a feud. Years ago, feuds would last anywhere from 6 months to a year, sometimes longer. Look at the Tommy Rich Buzz Sawyer feud, which lasted, how many fucking months? Over a year and a half or something like that, and spilled out into several different territories. And then, the Bruno Zabisco feud, which, culminated in a sold-out steel cage match at Shea Stadium. And, of course, the feud that ran almost a decade, the Bruiser Brody Abdullah feud. So, feuds should be built up to last a while and draw interest, but in AEW, a feud lasts about a month, and then, the heel face switch is ridiculous. The other thing is, yeah, it's great to see MJF back, but how long is Strickland going to hold on to the title with him back? And the other thing is, Al Snow is a guy I respect, and I was watching an interview with him, and he basically said that he can guarantee that someone is going to die in an AEW ring. So seeing that, I had to watch the interview. And it was concise, they showed instances, and I have to agree. Whatever's going on there, you have more guys out with injuries, and it's nice that you have a deep roster where you can just yank guys out, but honestly, Tony, these are people, not fucking toys to play with. And whatever you're doing to inspire these guys to do crazier shit, you're going to get one of them fucking killed. Eddie Kingston, out with a broken leg. That stupid move that Edge pulled in that barbed wire cage match by dropping an elbow from the top of the cage at 50 years old broke his fucking leg. Okay, dude, don't you have kids? Don't you want to see your kids grow up and not have to come to you in a wheelchair? Because that's what Al says, and he showed examples. That Takeda Ospreay match where that stupid buckle bomb went fucking wrong, but Ospreay, for whatever reason, seems to think he's indestructible. Then the whole Anarchy in the Arena match, where basically, you hung Darby Allin upside down from the rafters, and did it ever occur to you that, you had Martha Hart, Owen's widow, in the crowd? Did it ever occur to you that that might not be the fucking cool thing to do? And then the other thing was setting Jack Perry on fire, something I got no problem with because I think Jack Perry sucks. But you're going to pull a fire gag. Fire gags go incredibly wrong, and even the deathmatch guys have done this, and they've gone incredibly wrong. Nick Gage, third-degree burns from taking a bump on a lighter fluid-soaked piece of glass. Shadow Winger in Japan, how long was he on fire? Almost a minute and a half before they could put it out. So doing that and in a hotel like the MGM Grand or whatever, I don't even know why the fuck they allowed it. That's stupid. And, then Scorpio Sky's coming back. He's been out for 2 years with an injury. I mean, this is some serious shit, and Al is right. He showed specific instances of what's going on. Even a minor match with Deonna Purrazzo and Madison Rayne where basically Purrazzo knocked her the fuck out. So, and the other thing is, these near falls all over the time. 5 years ago, any of these finishers would have been it. You're kicking out of shit that basically would kill somebody. And it makes no sense. I know the whole thing is a suspension of disbelief, and don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. I've been watching it since the mid-'70s, and I've watched it evolve, and right now, like I said, I had high hopes for, an alternative to the WWE, but, I'm seeing guys that I met on the indie circuit, and I really don't want to see them get fucking hurt or killed, but, Al Snow is right, and Al even said, he goes, I'm comfortable where I am in life, and he goes, people are going to say I'm bitter, I'm this, I'm that, but I'm not. You got to remember one thing too. Al Snow was a trainer, had a school, was also a trainer on Tough Enough, so he knows the business, and he's also been injured multiple times. And he also, when he was younger on the indie circuit, did a bunch of crazy matches with Sabu. So he's no stranger to this shit, but he knows how to protect himself, and he knows, when to pull it in. And it seems that Tony does not know when to pull it in. And then they're talking about adding more belts to the promotion. Is this wrestling or the Special Olympics where everybody gets a participation trophy? Because that's what it fucking seems. The belts are non-essential. And, some of this stuff is just fucking bullshit. I mean, you had Sammy Guerrero almost kill Jeff Hardy because he had to get his finisher in, even though Hardy was injured and he gets suspended. And to be honest with you, time to send Sammy back to the Indies. First off, my problem with Sammy is that, in the early days of AEW, he brought his girlfriend into the ring and proposed to her. A poor, young lady that, seemed to be, overwhelmed by the whole thing. Then I don't think it was even 6 months later he dumped her because he was banging Ty Conti and knocked her up. So, that's another thing. Jack Perry, as far as I'm concerned, number one, shave off that beard. I don't think you've hit puberty yet. And, another one who was disrespectful toward women because when he turned heel, he said, yeah, everybody's jealous of me because I'm banging the hottest piece of ass in AEW. And he was going out with Anna Jay at the time. So certain that she didn't appreciate that thing either. So this is some of the shit that's going on. It's sort of like taking it too far. And like I say, how many of these guys have been injured badly? Ray Phoenix, compound fracture of a fucking arm. All these guys out with bad shit. I mean, something? The way I was taught, by people that I met coming up about, how to book a match is you're out there to tell the story. And, tone it down a little bit. Make people get into this shit because, yeah, it's great that MGF is back. He can hold a crowd. But like I said, you got Swerve as a champ. Swerve defended basically against four fucking wrestlers. Was it Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch? Three against one. That was kind of stupid too. I don't know where it's going. I think they promised Swerve a lot, but when MJF says he wants a title shot, he's going to get it, obviously, because Tony Khan's a mark. So, again, like I said, I had high hopes for this thing, and people were crapping all over Jericho being there, but Jericho, when he came in, said he wanted to work with the younger guys and elevate them, and that's sort of what he's been doing. And now he's got this thing going on with Hook and whatever. Some people talk shit about Jericho, but I can't because I noticed two things in the recent weeks that I think it was Milena from WWE posted that she had to GoFundMe because of a family emergency. And one of the first guys who donated money was Chris Jericho. He also donated to the Necro Butcher's GoFundMe when Necro shattered his hip over in Japan. So I know there's some rumors floating around about Chris, but in my estimation, he's okay. So he's one of the good guys there, and he's doing exactly what he said he's doing. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm trying not to bash the promotion. I want it to succeed, but I also don't want to see guys that I met coming up die in the fucking ring. And Al is right. They keep this shit up, something's going to happen during primetime TV, and it's going to be tragic and horrible. And everybody's going to go, oh, no, we got to back it off. No, you got to back it off now. There's ways to do this, okay? Invest in fucking feuds, invest in building characters, and invest in building interesting storylines. Not this dog shit that lasts 2 or 3 weeks, then it's out the window. It's stupid. Plus, you got a great roster. Why Ring of Honor isn't on Friday nights and why Rampage isn't discontinued or thrown somewhere is beyond me. You want to showcase people. You have 2 promotions, and one you got to pay to see. Actually, you got to pay to see them all. I'm paying for Sling, $40 a fucking month. And I'm getting to the point where maybe it's time to get out of that too. So I really wish they'd straighten it out, but this is not the way to go. If you want to run a deathmatch promotion, run a deathmatch promotion. And even those guys know how to work this thing. So, again, I just feel bad about the whole thing, but here you got 2 guys that were supposed to be in the pay-per-view. One got there and broke his leg. The other guy broke his leg before there. What's the fucking sense in that? Tone it the fuck down before somebody gets killed. So, That's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. I did an interview with the Fusebox Show, fuseboxshow.com, which will air June 12th, and it's sort of like a tribute to Roger Corman because it seems that no major news outlet had the decency to cover the great man, so we covered it. So until next time, thanks for subscribing, thanks for tuning in. Big shout out to Travis down in Pittsburgh. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.